Look at that forecast. Hot, dry, and sunny. Good morning. Welcome back. Another week here on the farm. It's going to get hot and dry real fast. Fortunately, we did have a good 6/10, I would say, of an inch of rain here on Friday night. Not all of our farms got quite that much. South and west seem to be a little bit less, but nonetheless, good rain. Glad to have it. Not enough. Hoping we would have gotten some more, but it is what it is. Obviously, we've got the combine. I went and got it on Saturday, and I took a little bit of video, so let's run that now. Well, hello there, old friend. It's been a while. But we're up here to get the combine. I'm going to check the oil real quick first and hope that it starts. All right, start it up. Backing her out of the barn here. For those of you who are new to the channel and didn't watch stuff back this winter, our combine had a head gasket leak. We were getting oil in the antifreeze. John Deere had a PIP, basically a recall on them where they fixed that. And so we brought it up to the dealer after we were done with it in our shop back in, I don't know, February, end of January, February, somewhere in there. And so they fixed it, tore the engine apart, put a new head gasket in, went through a couple of other things, and it's just been sitting up here ever since. It's really been done and ready since, I don't know, probably March, but they stored it for free inside, so I didn't have to worry about barn space on it, and it wasn't worth going and getting it. But now we need it, so that's why we're here to get it and go home. Just walking around it quick. Everything looks pretty good. I folded my, the lights were folded back a little bit, so I pushed them back out. Warning lights on the back there. Okay, let's go. It's about an hour and a half home, I believe. Well, we made it back to the farm, and with hardly a drop of fuel to spare. So, we're gonna fill her up right now, and we'll put her in the barn, call it a day. I have not been up to the field that we're irrigating since I shut stuff off on Friday night. So I'm gonna run up there, kind of just to look around, but also we may start it back up. We'll see what it looks like. Well, it sort of looks like we potentially had maybe just a little bit more rain up here. There's a fair amount of water sitting in there, and the ground is still damp on top, although I mean, we had 6/10 or even 3/4 of an inch, what, a couple of days ago. You would expect the ground to still be a little wet on top, especially in the morning. Look at these footprints. You guys see those? Yeah, you know what them are? I believe that's from a coyote. Yikes. I was standing out here in the dark alone Friday night. Could have gotten eaten by a coyote. So here's what I'm deciding to do. Yeah, it rained and this corn is not suffering at the moment. It's not terribly dry. But did you see that forecast I showed you a little bit ago? There's no rain in the forecast for the next 10 days, and it's going to be 88 to 92 degrees, whatever it was, almost every day, and sunny. So it's going to dry out quick. So I think that in order to stay ahead of it on the watering side here, and look how fast this corn is growing. Like, I think this corn grew a foot over the weekend. It's waist high on me already, and I'm tall. So we're using a lot of water. Anyway, so I think we're going to finish the field, the rest of the stuff that we have not irrigated yet, but we're going to put a half rate on, just a ½ inch of water instead of a full inch, and I'm going to turn that sulfur rate on the injection pump up in gallons per hour to put the same amount per acre on. So at least we get our sulfur out here that we know we need. And by the time we get done with that, in about 2 or 3 days, I'm betting that the sand ridge on the far end of the field where we started is going to be getting pretty dry, and it'll be time to start over. So that's my plan. Right or wrong, it is what it is. That's what I'm doing. 2012 was an extremely dry year for us here, and really for most of the country. And we bought this irrigation gun in 2013, the year after that. And almost every year since then, we've had really good rainfall and haven't needed the irrigation all that much, or just a little bit. This year is starting to feel more like 2012, where it's going to get really dry. This 0.6 of an inch of rain certainly helps. But we hadn't had much for a couple of weeks before that, if anything. And if we don't get anything this week or the next week, yeah, it's going to be really dry. And so we'll see where we end up with everything. But this is why we bought this irrigation gun. I'm going to use it. We're going to water this corn and protect it because we can. Okay, I got the gun pulled out, ready to go. Get to check the oil on our generator again. Looks good. That is a good thing. We put about 80 hours on this last week, continuous. Never shut it off once in those 80 hours. So I like to be able to check it every once in a while. Right up. So because we're going to run double speed, we've got to double our pump output for the ATS. So on the bottom there is a scale, and that little arrow points to gallons per hour. We need to get it set at 5, somewhere in there. Okay, we got water. Our reel's turning. We got the speed set where I wanted, I think. 48 inches per minute. It's twice as fast as we were going, so that should be a 1/2 inch. We got our injection pump turned up, so we're putting on the right amount of sulfur. Be back in 5 hours. So this week's project, in between the irrigation stuff, is going to be getting our combine and bean head ready to go. The combine should be good. The bean head needs a little bit of work. We're going to get her out here and get it hooked up to the combine and take a look and see what we got to do. Let's see if I remember how to do this. Alright, first try. Okay, we're just going to back up between the two barns here so I can maybe catch a little bit of shade, at least at some points during the day. But I don't know how much we've got to do to this bean head. I know that the cutter bar needs replaced, so the knife sections. So that's the first thing we're going to do. And we may also, got to look at Draper belts on this side. That side was replaced a year ago. We may try and do wheat harvest before we take those off, but they're going to have to get replaced pretty soon. That's part of why I say this Draper belt's going to need replaced soon. It's starting to delaminate and peel apart there. And then like this one, all these lugs are peeling off of it here. That's no good. I don't know, there may be some spots in the back on the bottom side that are in rough shape too, but I think they'll run wheat. Wheat's pretty easy, gentle. It's not running in the dirt near as much as with beans. So, and I also want to replace this center one. Got a couple of holes like that in it. You can see it's cracking here. So we'll probably do that one too, but that may be a after wheat harvest. But these do need replaced. We put new knife sections on every year before wheat harvest so that they're nice and sharp and ready to go. And we'll do a good job. So we need to take them apart. We got to take a little bit of stuff off here in the middle, a couple of guards, and this one that runs on top, and then we'll pull a bolt on the end here, a couple bolts maybe. Yeah, they're back in there. We're gonna have to spin it a little bit, and then that whole thing will slide right out and we can work on it on the ground. Okay, got it out. Okay, so these all just zip off of there. Take a little while, but that's how it works when they come off. Put a new one on. I gotta go see if we have any, or if I gotta order some, get them here today. Well, here is what I have of the knives. These are new ones, but I was able to order them, and they will be on the Greenmark delivery parts van and be here about 12:30, 1 o'clock this afternoon, which is pretty awesome. So we can get these all taken apart, put on what we've got, and then we'll wait for our parts. If there's any NASCAR tire changers out there that need some practice, this is pretty good practice for hitting lug nuts as quickly as possible. Okay, I got what new ones we had put on there, got all the old ones off. I should also point out that that's only half of the cutter bar. This drives from both sides, so I pulled one side out. The other half is still in there, so we've got to pull that one out too. The other thing that I need to do while we've got the cutter bar out is check all of these guards. So, yeah. These guards are what those knife sections cut against. So that knife moves back and forth, and it's kind of like a scissors on this edge. Well, when these get worn, it doesn't cut very good. So this one here, I think I replaced a year ago based on the green paint, and it's still got a nice sharp edge to it. This one's not terrible, but this one and this one, they're getting sort of rounded, especially here. So we're gonna have to replace a few of these, it looks like. I'll kind of go through and just feel them and feel the worst ones, and we'll replace them, but maybe not all, definitely not all of them. This one's still good. This one's good. So I've switched from the black ones to the green ones. The green ones are hardened, they're a high wear. They cost more, quite a bit more, but they seem to last quite a bit longer. Like that one's still really sharp, so that's good. So I'm gonna go through this side at least while the knife is out of there and see how many of those need to be replaced. Well, there is a lot more of these guards to be replaced than I anticipated. I've got all the bad ones, worn ones, off. And then I was doing a count through my inventory and what I had already ordered this morning, and I was still gonna be a little bit short. So I just called and got them to send me a few more. Yeah, all older black ones that are not hardened, except for one. I had one green one that I must have put on last year that was broken. The point broke off of it, but other than that, the green ones are all in good shape. So I'm gonna put on what I got, and then, like I said, those parts will be here this afternoon. So got the knife sections off on this other side here, and I put as many guards on as I had. It's lunchtime, so I'm gonna go find something to eat, and then when I get back, we'll have to go move that Traveler, and by then our parts should be here to finish this, or at least keep working on it. Oh yeah, I got my sidewalk done this weekend. Not too bad. Turned out really, really well. I got a little landscaping to do in here. We're going to put some topsoil in and move some plants around, and then mulch it all. And I'm going to level off some dirt on that side. But yeah, turned out really nice. I like it. Better than it was. Good news. Our Traveler's still moving. Didn't sit in one spot for the last 5 hours. It's a good day. Looks like we're timed it out pretty well here. It's about done. Got a little bit to go, but we'll be here and ready to move it as soon as it's done. Lane change. Yeah, that 6/10 of an inch rain did not last long. Corn is curling today. Don't worry, little corn plants. Rain is on the way. Be there within 2.5 hours. Once again, we're up and running. This one was not quite a full 1,200 foot pull. We were like 1,100. It's at 1092 right now, so it'll take 4.5 hours instead of 5. I do want to go out there and check the pressure at the gun, though. We're starting to get a little more pressure at the inlet, well above 130 now, and so maybe we're getting a little more volume, more pressure down there, I'll change my calculations a little bit, but I'm gonna ride the four-wheeler down and walk in from the end because I don't want to walk that far. Still looks like we're right about 70 here. I don't know if you guys can see that, maybe. So it's about the same. The next lane and the two little short ones that we got in the triangle, they may get a little bit more, but not enough to be significant. So shoots water a long ways after it goes by the center, and then I'll go back out towards the road there. I think it's about 200 feet we're shooting water, which is dang impressive. The other thing that we could do and may do later in the year is put a bigger nozzle in that gun. So the one that's in there is 1.38 inches in diameter, and I've sometimes used the next size bigger, which is a 1.48 inch diameter nozzle. It reduces the pressure a little bit, but you get more flow because it's bigger. The problem with that is that it doesn't spray the mist quite as much. You don't get as gentle, I guess, of a rain on the corn, and so it's a little bit more, it can be harder on the crop. So when it's small like this and still a little bit fragile, I don't like to do it. When it's taller and it's got a bigger stalk and root system, it can handle that downpour a little bit better. So sometimes then I'll put that in to get a little more volume out of it. I came back to the last lane that we did on Friday night before it rained, the one where it sat in the same spot for 3.5 hours or something like that, just to see how wet it was. And well, the ground's not dry, it's still a little damp, but it ain't wet, and this corn looks really good. It's taller here, chest high on me, than where we looked at it this morning, so maybe it did good. Looks like I got a riser blowing out too, and I tried to tighten that up as tight as it would go. It's blowing out around the seal and the bolt, the center washer. I think I've got some new ones of those rubber caps in the barn. We'll bring one back up here and put it on next time we shut the pump down. Let's go see if our parts are here. Oh man, look at that. Thank Greenmark. That's awesome. Cool. Those were heavy. Couldn't they have dropped them off here on my bench? Stuck way out there in that shed and made me carry them? Man. Okay, back to knives. Whew, it's getting hot out. Oh buddy, is it hot and humid out today. Making progress here. I've got all the guards on, the new ones that I needed, and I got obviously this first knife section back in, so that is good. I still got to put the new knives on this other section, or other half of the cutter bar over here, but I got all the old ones off. I'm gonna go in the office and cool down for a little bit because it's hot out here. This is it's a touch on the tedious side. There's a lot of bolts in this cutter bar. Okay, I got the rest of those knife sections put on there. I went through and adjusted some of these hold down clamps. They're supposed to be just a little bit of a gap. I think it's like a 1/16 of an inch or something in between the knife and this hold down, and so a couple of them were tight, a couple of them were loose. I adjusted those on this side. I need somebody to help me push that in. It's hard to do by yourself, so I'm gonna wait until I get some help with that. But it is 5 o'clock, so I'm gonna go work on something else for a little while till we got to move that Traveler at 6:15 ish. So I got about an hour before I need to head up to the field. We'll finish this tomorrow. We don't have a ton to do yet, so it won't take real long. We got to slide that cutter bar back in there and get the clips on this side adjusted, which won't take real long. Slide the end points back in. The end here, we take them out for going down the road when we're hauling it to and from Berkey because it's wide. I see I've got a couple of fingers on the center feed drum that are broken, missing, so we need to fix those. I know I've got a couple in the parts bin at least, and we need to grease it and check the tension on the Draper belts, which I know the one side's good. I haven't checked this side yet. So those things, and then we'll be done and ready to go combine wheat, which is still a good week away yet, I think. I was kind of thinking it's probably going to be the Monday after the 4th of July. So a week from today. I don't know if it'll be ready by then or not, but it's going to be hot and dry and sunny all week. This wheat is going to mature and dry fast. So we'll be ready. Now I need a little bit of some dirt, preferably nice loose topsoil, for filling in my landscaping stuff around that sidewalk that I put in. So I'm going to take the backhoe and we'll see if we can find some, put it in my little dump trailer that's over there. So I came over here to this muck hole that we always farm around to get some nice black dirt, and this happened. I mean, I'm right next to where other people were scooping dirt with no problem whatsoever, but I'm stuck. Crap. I think I'll be able to use the backhoe and claw my way backwards out, but could get a little tricky. Well, my apologies for not being able to film that little adventure. I don't have a GoPro with me, otherwise I would have set it up to the side and made it so you could watch. It's soft out there, but you can see how black our dirt is. We're gonna make another run at this from a side where it's not all uneven already. Yeah. Alright. I made it. The trick is not spinning your tires when you're scooping up a load, because that just digs holes. Holes that you cannot get out of. Oh well. We're good. Got my dirt. You can see our wheat is turning rapidly. As I was saying, maybe a week. It's definitely getting closer. There, I got a trailer load of dirt. Doesn't look too bad. I actually got 3 different kinds of stuff that I scooped in there. Got some of that black muck where I just got the backhoe stuck. And then there was a spot back there that water had washed real bad this spring when we got that 5.5 inches, and it kind of left a sand deposit, so I scooped up some of that. And then Dad's got a pile of dirt back in the woods from when he was doing a waterway project, so I scooped up some of that. We'll try and mix them together. I got my trailer hooked up with that dirt, but it's time to go move the traveler, so let's go do that and then we'll come home back and go home. Pump shut off and it still had a little bit to reel in, so I came up here and decided I would replace this rubber cap that was leaking on me. The pipe is still full of water and we're in the low spot, so it's all pushing out. Anna's laughing at me. Got it. Okay. I guess we're gonna have a wet spot here now. At least I didn't have to empty it. Here's that old seal. You see the rubber's gone in the center there. It's chipped out on the edge. It happens. They're 8 years old. Okay guys, I got everything running up there. It's gonna be done about 11:45. So we're gonna get a midnight traveler run in tonight, which is fine, but whatever. I'm going home. I told my wife I'd be home by 7. It's 7:05. I didn't make it. I'm going now. I'll bring you guys with me tonight. What the heck? We'll wrap her up later. Well, I got up here. I'm earlier than I needed to be. I knew that I'm early, but several things happening. One, we've got a big leak up there. I don't know why that's not sealing up better, but we got water everywhere because of it, so we get to play in the mud. Fortunately, when this run is done, we are moving to the next lane, so yeah, whatever. Two, I keep breaking this bolt right here. That bolt holds this cam in place, and it's for the speed adjustment on that arm that runs on the hose. And when it breaks, it just goes to the slowest speed, or to what it would if it was all the way on the outside layer, which means it reels itself in sort of slow. Which, while I'm putting on less, or trying to put on less, and it slows itself down, it's still not putting on even an inch. It's okay, but it screws up my timing because I don't know, I was supposed to have like a half an hour left, and it was going to be like an hour and a half if I just let it keep going. So I sped it up. We'll get it in about when it was supposed to, maybe not quite, but it's okay. And I don't know if it's because running that motor a little bit faster to keep the speed up where I need it. It's vibrating a lot, it's shaking, and I think it's breaking that bolt. It's kind of a design flaw if you ask me. It's not as bad when I run it wide open like this, but the next pull, we're actually going to slow it down a little bit because it's an overnight one, and I don't want to come at 5 o'clock in the morning. So we're going to slow it down and make it take 8 hours, and is what it is at that point. All right, well, we got moved to the next lane. I got my lights on, so we'll see if those work real good. At least it's dry here because we got a mud hole down there at the last one. I think I got everything hooked up. We're ready to pull it out. I'm fairly certain you guys can't see this, but well, maybe you can. My lights are working spectacularly well. Can't see them right now. Can't see them. There's one. There's two. And three still not out. There's one. There's two. And there's the third one. So we stopped right there. That's, oh, fantastic. Now if only I could get the lights on my tractor to work. There's the last one of my lights. We got 1,220 feet pulled out. There's one. And one up top. They worked. It works exactly like they're supposed to. That's awesome. So, alright, we're gonna get her started up. Okay guys, everything's running. It seems to be working okay. We're gonna let her go. This one I slowed it down to a 30-inch minute retrieval rate, and it should take 8 hours, so it'll be 8:30 in the morning before it's done, which is perfectly okay with me. I don't have to get here quite so early, so we'll let her go. And it sucks when that bolt breaks like that because it makes it go slow, but slow is better than not at all. So, you know, slower than what I was hoping for was still faster than what we were doing on the other end of the field before it rained. So not the end of the world. It just makes my rates a little uneven. I get a little more sulfur than I anticipated, but it's okay. We are getting close to the end of the field here. The lane that we're pulling in now is actually the same one we're driving out on the opposite direction. It's our main in-out line and the last full one in the field. So we've basically got 3, maybe 4 more runs to do, and then we'll be ready to start over. I don't know that we'll quite get them done tomorrow because 2 of those are long runs and 2 of them are short ones. So we'll see how it goes. But anyway, tomorrow we're going to be back to working on that combine a little bit and getting that ready to go. Also going to go and collect some seed boxes if I get done in time, and I got time to work on that in the afternoon. So have a great night, everybody. You'll probably be seeing this video before the Traveler's even done. That's how fast I'm getting them out there to you. So anyway, we'll see you guys. Have a good night. Oh yeah, questions, comments down below. Like, subscribe. You guys know the drill.